Fragments of the Berlin Wall and New York City Twin Towers after 9/11, a shattered car of a TV crew working in Yugoslavia, displays of front pages of newspapers around the world. DC's Newseum, located in the very heart of the U.S. Capitol, has been the symbol of free press and the First Amendment for over a decade.
Over 10 million visitors have come to the Newseum in this location through our time here. Half of those visitors are school children. So to see them interact with things like the Berlin Wall and learn about the Cold War, or even our 9/11 gallery, which they weren't even born for, that is something that's really rewarding for us to see.
After operating for more than 12 years, the museum has gone bankrupt. The building that housed the museum for all these years has been sold to Johns Hopkins University for $372 million.
The museum started over 20 years ago as an idea from our founder, Al Newharth, to educate and convene conversations about the First Amendment and the craft of journalism. That small nugget of an idea started in Roslyn, Virginia, in a lovely museum there. And after about a decade in that location, we decided to move here to Washington, D.C.
Millions of dollars were spent to purchase the land steps from the U.S. Capitol. And though all ambitious dreams were achieved, the museum started to struggle.
I feel like the First Amendment and freedom to speech and the press is so important. It's how I grew up, and I think even in our country, it's under threat, and it's sad.
It's just very sad to see it go. I mean, there's so much documented history that is really, you can miss some really important things, and it really makes you think about how important the press is.
The closure of museum comes at a tough time for traditional journalism. About 2,000 U.S. newspapers have closed over the past 15 years, and less than half of the U.S. population say they trust the media, according to a Gallup poll, down from more than 70% in the 1970s. Journalist Ron Lyons says he came to D.C. from Detroit specifically to see the museum.
This is what we're fighting for. This is why we do what we do, not only to get these awards and get these accolades, but to show that freedom of the press is important and the public voices matter.
The museum hopes to continue its mission of stressing the importance of journalism and free press in an online forum. For Mariia Prus in Washington, Anna Rice, VOA News.